Welcome back to my US student visa series. This is the fourth video, and this is important part of all the series because one, this series, US student visa series itself is important because at no point of time you are going to get all the information at one place. So if you have missed any of my earlier videos, go and check them out. And the reason you have been missing is probably you must have not subscribed to my channel. So do subscribe, like, share, and comment because it do motivates us. This video series is going to talk about the financial document that you need to carry. This is very, very important because your finance will tell the visa officer that you have sufficient funds, and it will tell the visa officer that you are a genuine student. So do watch this series till the end and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so coming to the financial funds. Finance is an important part of the entire visa documentation process. Why? Because the visa officer wants to know whether you have sufficient funds to finance your entire study abroad. Now, you need to show documentation proof that you have financial funds. Therefore, this entire documentation series of financial fund is important for you to understand. The fact is that where are you going to show these financial funds? You are going to show the financial funds in your saving bank account. I repeat, saving bank account and not current account or business account. Why? Because business account or current account are funds for the business. This is what the visa officer believes. So students carry current account or business account with huge turnover of funds, and the visa officer still refuses the student's visa, and the student is disappointed that he was refused in spite of showing so much of funds. Because you showed the funds in the current account, you need to show it in the saving bank account, and you missed it. So that's the important point that you have to check. Second is you need to show a bank statement of minimum 6 months to 1 year. What does it mean? That you need to create provision and not basically work on these funds last moment. There are students who deposit funds a week prior to the visa appointment date or days before visa appointment date, and they are refused because the visa officer doubts that these funds are borrowed funds from the market or from your friends' families, and you have put in the bank. These are not your own funds or your own sponsor's fund. So therefore, your visa is rejected. So you have to maintain the balance or make provision of this balance. What I mean to say is if you're going to show 6 months of bank statement, then let's say 6 months before your bank statement was around 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, you are keep building it up. You are adding, you are also basically removing the money, but you are adding more and removing less. And slowly, you have come to a stage where you are showing a fund of around 35 lakhs. And this is just an example. So the visa officer then believes that this fund is your own fund because you have created a provision. You know that you are going to go abroad and you have created a provision in your saving bank account so that this fund is readily available to you if granted a visa to carry it with you to US. That's important. So see that you create the provision in your saving bank account and not in your current account. And see that you start creating the provision at least 4 to 6 months before and not basically 15 days before your visa appointment date. This is very important part of your visa success. Now, your question is, how much funds should I show in my saving bank account? If you are bachelor's program, you show 2.5 years of funds in your bachelor's or in the saving bank account. As per visa rule, you need to show minimum 1, but minimum 1 would be insufficient and the visa officer may still refuse you because you have to still show funds of 3 years, and you can say I've shown funds in investments, but the visa officer will basically not find it comfortable. But if you are going to show 2.5 times, that's reasonably good amount of funds that you are going to show in your saving bank account for your bachelor's. And if you are going to basically go for a master's program, which is a 2 years program, then show for 1.2 months, 1.3 months. So that the visa officer is convinced that you have sufficient funds as liquid funds. These funds are readily available with you for your study abroad. Now, if suppose you find it difficult to have such huge balances in your saving bank account, then what should you do? Then you can apply for an education bank loan. This is also considered as a liquid fund. Education bank loan can be important document because one, education loan is given based on your financial credibility or your sponsor's credibility. Your sponsor could be your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. So their credibility, financial credibility. So once you have got an education loan, the visa officer is convinced that you are financially credible, and that's why the financial institution has given you a loan. So in case you are not able to maintain the bank balance, then you can show the education bank loan sanction letter to show that you have sufficient funds. So saving bank account of minimum 4 to 6 months, minimum, it should be 1 year, but if minimum is 4 to 6 months at least, and education bank loan sanction letter. Now these two can be combined, and then you can show for a bachelor's 2.5 years of your funds in this particular combined accounts, that is a saving bank account and an education bank loan sanction letter, or for master's program 1.2, 1.3 of your 2 years of program. So this fund, the visa officer will feel it would be sufficient enough for your education if granted US visa. The remaining funds, the remaining duration of 1.5 years of your bachelor's and around 0.8 months or 9 months of your master's, you can show it in semi-liquid assets. Now, what are these semi-liquid assets? Fixed deposits of yourself, of your parents, okay, can be taken into account. Now, one more thing that I want to tell you about saving bank account is you can show multiple saving bank accounts. That means your father's, you can show 2 to 3 bank accounts. You can show your mother's bank account. You can show your brother's or sister's bank account. So it does not have to be funds in one bank account. It can be multiple saving bank accounts. Okay. And for fixed deposits, you can show again basically of your father, mother, brother, and sisters. Plus other funds like postal savings. You had Kisan Vikas Patra in India, your postal monthly income scheme, and there are a lot many other schemes and investments, shares, bonds, debenture, mutual funds, or any other investments that you have. All those funds can be put as a semi-liquid funds. So you can show the funds in this, and you can show more funds in your semi-liquid funds, because then the visa officer is convinced, because you are not going to, your family is not going to invest only the funds that you have for your study abroad, but they will also invest for themselves. So when you show more in your semi-liquid funds, then the visa office is convinced that you have some more than sufficient funds and you can go and study abroad. There should be no problem of finance in your studies abroad. So when you are going to go for visa appointment, please carry all these documents: your saving bank account, your study abroad loan sanction letter, then your fixed deposit, your postal savings, your shares, bonds, debenture, mutual funds, your any other investment that you have. The next part is your sponsor's document. Suppose your father is sponsoring you because you are still a student and you're not earning, then your father, or you are earning but your income is, your saving is not sufficient, so you can have your father as a sponsor, in which case you have to carry IT returns of your sponsor. If you are working, your IT return and IT returns of your other family members. This is important because the visa officer wants to know how you have created this provision. This provision can be created based on your how much you are going to earn. So if your family monthly income is around 8 lakhs, so the visa officers can assume that around 6 lakhs of funds you can save. Or if your monthly family income is around 2 lakhs, then the visa officer can understand that you can save around 80,000 rupees or 1 lakh of rupees. So your IT return will tell that whether your family is able to save that much of funds. It justifies the saving. So that's why the IT return becomes important. There are few incomes like agricultural income, they are non-taxable. So then students can show, if you have agricultural income, you can show good amount of income, and that money is not taxable, but it can be reflected in your IT returns. So your sponsors financial documents includes your sponsors IT returns, your family, your brother sisters IT return, and your IT return. Now, if you are having a business, then you have to carry your business IT returns. Or if your family is having a business, your family business IT return, or your father is having a business, then the father's business IT returns of last 3 years. Now, whether it is basically the individual IT returns of last 3 years or business IT returns of last 3 years, all these is important for your US student visa success. I hope you have understood the importance of the financial document that you need to carry. In case you have missed to basically check these documents, then I will show these documents. So you can see that in the slide, I have shown the financial documents that you need to show, which could be your saving bank account, your fixed deposit, your education bank loan sanction letter, your shares, bonds, debenture, mutual fund, postal savings, PF, PPF, any other liquid or semi-liquid funds. Also important is if your father is sponsoring you, you have to carry an affidavit of support from your father and a bank balance confirmation letter if on that day could be also be carried. Sponsors document that you need to show that either your sponsor has sufficient income to do the saving is IT returns of last 3 years, and you also can carry IT returns of your family members. If you are having a business, then carry the business IT returns of last 3 years, balance sheet, profit and loss, and business document proofs. I hope this part of the video helped you to understand the finance. The next video is going to talk about the other important documents that you need to carry for your US student visa. Don't miss it.